I hope you enjoy my stories. Instead of just clicking thumbs down, please comment and share how we can do better. If you do like our video, then please like and subscribe.
Have you ever wondered if homeowners associations thrive on targeting people? Well, let me tell you about my family's experience. We've been living in a neighborhood where the HOA isn't even an official one. It's just a group of neighbors who decided to manage some common areas. But things have taken a turn for the worse. They're mixing money into private accounts and have more leaders than actual members. And guess who they've set their sights on? Us. It's crazy, really. I'd estimate that more than half of our small neighborhood is involved in this HOA, but there are a few longtimers like us who don't participate. We've noticed some shady stuff going on and decided to speak out about it. That's when the trouble started. My family has been relentlessly targeted with harassment, stalking, and repeated trespassing because we're one of the only ones challenging the HOA and speaking out against their shady practices. We've been calling them out on their repeated money demands and commingling of funds, and they don't like it one bit. They've even resorted to using their email chains to spread lies about us. And now, we have all these additional neighbors harassing us. People we don't even know. It's incredible how many people are so invested in targeting us, even though we've never even spoken to most of them. There's about 6 or 7 of them, several who are leaders in the HOA, who have taken on the role of weekly harassment. It's gotten so bad that we've had to do some research just to figure out who they are. The majority of people in our neighborhood are retirees, while we're young and only live here part-time. They like to paint us as the problem, saying we don't get along with our neighbors. But the truth is, we're quiet and good neighbors. We keep to ourselves, mind our own business, and keep our house tidy. We don't bother with them at all. But despite all that, we're being harassed by people we don't even know. It feels like we're living in an alternate reality. I'm just wondering if anyone else has experienced this kind of targeting and been made to feel like they're the problem, even though they know they've done nothing wrong. It's frustrating and exhausting to deal with, and it's really taking a toll on my family.
Let me dive into a rather frustrating episode I recently encountered with our homeowners association and their contracted landscapers, which culminated in my car's windshield getting chipped. On the 18th of March, much to my bewilderment, these landscapers decided my driveway was the prime location for some intense leaf-blowing action. What bewildered me more was their decision to direct the leaf blowers, not just across the driveway, but then to angle them upwards, assaulting my car's windshield for a good 10 seconds. The aftermath? My windshield bore the brunt of the assault. Thankfully, my trusty Ring camera capriciously captured this bizarre leaf blower assault. Acting on the evidence, I promptly reached out to our HOA that very same evening, only to be brushed off by the property manager, who casually lumped the responsibility of dealing with the landscapers squarely on my shoulders. My conversation with the landscaping company's owner added insult to injury, dismissing the possibility of his equipment causing such damage. He had the nerve to suggest that as a woman, my knowledge of landscaping, or the havoc it can wreak, apparently was inherently deficient. Quite the professional response, wouldn't you say? Further digging led me to a board member of another local HOA, who was kind enough to enlighten me with the tidbit that, according to Virginia State CCIB regulations, it was actually the responsibility of our HOA to rectify the damages inflicted by their contractors. Armed with this new information, I re-engaged our HOA, this time securing a phone conference with the property manager, president, and vice president. They agreed to investigate the matter and determine the liability regarding the landscapers covering the damage costs. To bolster my case, this documentation was promptly dispatched to the property manager and the HOA board. Their response was disheartening to say the least. They stated they'd done what they could, and implied the ball was now in my court. Undeterred, I filed a formal complaint with the Virginia CCIBO, though I remain unsure of the potential outcome. On a relevant note, it's worth mentioning that our driveways are lined with rocks, an aesthetic choice made when our neighborhood was constructed 4 years ago. I uncovered through one of my many exchanges with the property manager that there's an explicit directive for landscapers to avoid the driveways when cars are present, specifically to prevent property damage due to these rocks. My sincerest apologies for any formatting quirks, as I am typing this out on my phone and am not well versed in formatting nuances. Additionally, I thought it important to extend the context of my frustrating saga with the HOA and their landscapers.
My HOA is adding fees for anything without responding to my appeals. Long story short, my HOA is HOA hell. Multiple complaints with other units as well, but here's my story and question. 2 of my back screens in my patio came undone, and while waiting for the material, my dogs, after a walk, pushed open the door while I was in my room, feet away from the door. I heard my dog whine, the whine she does when she wants to go outside, and sent my husband to go check. Turns out both my dogs were sitting next to the glass door inside our patio. Seconds later, we get a knock on the door, and this lady stating my husky had her dog by the butt. When we asked her to show us the wound, she showed us her dog with no wound or bleeding. She stated she would contact HOA and the police. This happened 11/13, fixed the screens within that week. Fast forward to 11/28, my mom got a call from the HOA, and he did not ask the events from her side, only stated if there is an attorney involved, it would be her responsibility. When my mom asked what he was taking about, he said, "Our dog attacked another dog." My mom then called me, and when I was trying to explain to him the event on our end, he kept stating I was in violation because my screens were not fixed. When I advised the agent, I fixed them and updated them with my HOA agent who I've dealt with since I got here. He was like, "Then how did our dog get out?" And he kept repeating it like a child, and I asked him, "I'm sorry, I'm confused. When did she say this happened?" The lady had told him it was the day before she called them, which was 11/27. When I advised him of my side of events and how my dog does not bite or attack anyone, and if she were to, it would have been chaotic and many people would have heard it. Due to him stating the only witness was the owner of dog, and she has been living here for over 18 years. Then he stated he would call the police and have them go take her statement and then mine. This never happened. Fast forward to February of this year, the HOA opened a compliance due to an aggressive dog, stating that my dog broke through the screens and attacked a dog. No police report, no veterinarian report, etc. They then as well added attorney fees without any notice or communication, and I have it received any letters from their attorney, but they keep adding the fees. They as well added $200 because a stain of water and dirt looked like pee to them. When I sent them the proof, they never responded, then added another $200 stating I didn't provide proof. They also charged me $100 for the aggressive dog compliance, stating I did not remediate the issue within the time given the first letter that was sent to me. But in their laws, it states that it's the first letter they have sent. They have as well tried to charge me $100 for having a cat tree that multiple units have in their backyard, and $100 for a chair that doesn't look like a patio chair, even though in multiple units there's boxes outside and dining tables. Does this sound like HOA harassment? You can sue your board without an attorney, but think twice before doing it. When you chose to file a lawsuit against your homeowner association board in a Los Angeles court for mismanagement and breach of duty, you took a significant step. Deciding to proceed without legal representation, also known as pro per or in propria persona, meant you opted to defend your rights and interests on your own. This move, however, led to a counter-argument from the association's insurance company's lawyer, who raised an issue regarding the nature of your lawsuit. The attorney's contention revolves around the classification of your lawsuit as derivative. Derivative claims involve actions taken on behalf of a corporation or, in this instance, the homeowner association, where the harm suffered by the plaintiff, you, stems from injury to the association. This form of lawsuit indicates that the wrongdoing directed at the association indirectly harmed its members, including yourself. The attorney argued that by pursuing a derivative claim, you inadvertently represent other homeowners, equating your actions to practicing law without a license. A serious accusation in the legal realm. It's crucial to understand both the nature of a derivative lawsuit and the legal framework surrounding self-representation in California. A derivative lawsuit is essentially a legal claim filed by a member of an entity, like a corporation or homeowner association, on behalf of that entity. It seeks to address wrongs that directly harm the entity but consequently injure the members due to their connection to the entity. The case highlights the intertwined interests of an association and its members, emphasizing that actions affecting the whole invariably impact the individual members. However, the California Business and Professions Code Section 6125 stipulates that practicing law is reserved for individuals who are active members of the state bar. This provision suggests a limitation on your ability to represent others without the necessary legal accreditation. Yet, it does not outright prohibit you from proceeding with your claims against the board on your own behalf. Given the legal nuances, especially in derivative claims where actions taken affect both the individual initiating the lawsuit and the broader member base, your standing to file such a lawsuit isn't negated by choosing to proceed without an attorney. Civil Code Section 5975A, and the judicial precedent set by Posey v. Levitt, 1991. Back your right to challenge the board's management and enforce the community's covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC&Rs. Despite the legal allowance to represent yourself, the complexities and potential implications of a derivative lawsuit suggest that seeking some form of legal guidance could be beneficial. Navigating the intricacies of such a lawsuit, especially when it involves broader interests within your homeowner association, can be daunting. If the financial burden of full representation is too steep, limited scope representation could offer a middle ground, providing you with necessary legal insight for specific aspects of your case or representation at crucial hearings. The responsibility of self-representation, particularly in a derivative action, cannot be understated. The effects of your lawsuit extend beyond your individual interests, implicating the financial and legal standing of your fellow homeowners. An efficient and successful legal challenge benefits not just you but your community, highlighting the value of precise and informed legal action. Whether through full or limited legal support, ensuring that your case is presented effectively and expediently can mitigate broader consequences and maximize the chance of a favorable outcome. Rant and question about moving out. So my husband and I just sold our condo 2 weeks ago, closing at the end of month, after 2.5 years of dealing with insane HOA bullshit. This was our first home owning together and we learned a big lesson. Read up on the HOA rules before you buy, or avoid at all costs anyways. The last incident that sent me over the edge was me getting a parking warning window sticker on my car, while parked in my own spot that I own. Me and my husband own 2 spots in front of our condo. I found the sticker on my car and called the HOA management company and was like, WTF? This is my same car parked in my spot as always. They said that my tires were too close to line of the other parking spot, which is also mine, and impeded on the parking of the other person, my husband, LMAO. After explaining the situation, they stated they have no record of cars assigned to certain spots. So they go off the judgment of the maintenance guy who drives around on his stupid golf cart all day searching for violations. After many strongly worded back and forth emails, the board pretty much told me to F off. Too bad, so sad. The sticker is impossible to remove and requires glue gun and a razor, and it was on me to remove it. They ended their last email by stating that I am not an exception to the rules and I cannot impede anyone's parking with my tires too close to the line, even within my own spots, and that I should cease and desist from sending any more argumentative emails. Then, the following day, one of the HOA board bitches is apparently friends with someone in my building. They were talking right outside my window, standing in my 2 spots while my husband was using my car while his is in the shop. They were blatantly talking shit about me and how I'm so bad at parking and they can't believe I would be upset about getting a sticker and blah blah blah. She does not know I had my window open and heard everything. I've been arguing with this bitch for 2 years over all her little petty observations. She doesn't even live on my side of the complex but monitors my building like it's her job. Once I close on my sale of my condo and I'm officially moved out and have no ties to this place at all, can I send her an email basically telling her to kiss my ass? I know if I still live here I will be fined and they probably threaten legal action if I say anything negative at all to the HOA. What are your thoughts?
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.